So good afternoon all. Okay, let us start the session. So good afternoon all. In previous class we discussed about operators. We start operators in Python and we complete the first two operators, two types of operators. One is arithmetic operator and second one is comparison operator. Now in today class we are going to discuss about the remaining operators in detail. Okay. Okay. So today agenda is we discuss about remaining operators. The first one, logical operators. Logical operators. These operators we are going to use to combine the expressions. To combine the expression. Okay. So bitwise operators. If you want to perform the operations on bits of the data, then we are going to use bitwise operators. Assignment operators. If you want to assign a value to the variable, then we are going to use these assignment operators. 93. Any doubt? 93. Okay. If you have any doubt, unmute yourself or place your doubt in the chat box. Okay. So identity operator. So these operators we are going to use. So we check the content based on the memory location. Memory location. And so these membership operators we are going to use to check in sequences. To check in sequences. Okay. We discuss in detail about all these operators. After that, we are going to see two programs, simple programs. Okay, this is the agenda of this class. So first one, logical operators. Logical operators. What is the purpose of logical operators? Means these logical operators are used to combine the expression. So these operators are used to combine the expression. So what is expression here? What is expression? There are two types of statements in Python program. One is statements. All the lines we call as a statements. And coming to in that statements, some are the expressions. Some are the expressions. What is the difference between statement and the expression? So statement is nothing but here we are going to use the assignment operator, or you call any function, or you are writing some while. So all these are the while, for, if, all these are the statements. But coming to assignment, coming to expression is nothing but you are going to evaluate the value. For example, a equals to b plus c. A equals to b plus c. In this, so this b plus c is the expression. This is the expression. Okay, so this is the expression. The expression contains variables, operators, and so these evaluated to some value. It returns some value. Now this value is stored in this variable. Okay, that is the expression. So now what is the logical operators? Logical operators are used to combine the expression. If you combine this expression, for example, in our previous class we discussed about comparison operator. For example, a greater than b. A greater than b. Now, so this is the one expression. This is evaluated to either true or false. Either true or false. And similarly, a less than b. So this is the one expression. It is evaluated to either true or false. Either true or false. Now, what is the logical operators? these logical operators we are going to use to combine these type of expressions. For example, a greater than b and a less than c. Okay, here a less than c is one expression, a greater than b is another expression. I combine these two with the help of logical operator AND. Okay, I hope you all are understand logical operator. What is the purpose of the logical operator? These logical operators are used to combine the expressions. Okay, in Python we have three types of logical expressions. One is AND, one is AND, another one is OR, and third one is not. Okay, I hope you all are know the truth table of AND truth table. For example, there is two expressions. One is P, another one is Q. What is the result? For AND, if the first expression P is true, Q is true, then only the entire expression will be true. In remaining all the cases, it is false. It is false. It is false. That means for true, it is true. For remaining all the cases, it is false. The false is indicating with 0. Okay. In remaining all the cases, it is false. Now, let us assume there is 100 expressions. 100 expressions. In 100 expressions, all are truths. Let us assume there are 100 expressions. 100 expressions in one if statement. Okay. In these 100 expressions, one of the expression is false and remaining all the expressions are true. All the expressions are true. Now, what is the final result? If you are using AND, if you are using the AND operator to combine all these expressions, in these all expressions except one, remaining all are true. Then what is the result? The result is false only. The result is false. Okay. And similarly, OR. Coming to OR logical operator, what is the truth table? If the both the expressions are true, the result is true. If one expression is true, another expression is false, then also the resultant is true. Okay, false, true. So when the entire expression become false, if all the expressions are false, if all the expressions in that expression is false, then only the resultant expression is false. Otherwise, it is true. Now, same example, there are 100 expressions in one statement. All are false except one. Now, this results true only. For example, real time example, you are going to apply and for example, you want to join an engineering college. You want to study engineering. Further, you are going to pass all the subjects in intermediate. All the subjects. So physics, chemistry, maths, Sanskrit, English. You pass all the subjects. In this case, you are going to use and. Okay. So similarly, R. If you want to join in engineering college, then you maybe have MCET rank or you may be management quota. That means convener or this is R management. In any of these two cases is true, then the entire expression will be true. Okay, that means if you observe that when you write the program, you can understand that if all the expressions true, then only the end result is true. In that cases, you are going to use and if both the operands are true, if there are 100 operands, all the operands are true, then only the final result will be true. Similarly, or true if either of the operand is true. That means one of the operand is true, then the entire expression is true. Okay. And similarly, not. So not is nothing but it is complementary. So for example, you are giving the true. If you are applying the not, then it becomes false. The truth table is for true, it is false. For false, it is true. Okay, so it's a not operator. So this is about logical operators. The purpose of the logical operators used to combine the expressions. Now we see logical operator. For example, A equals to 10, B equals to 20. Now you are going to check A greater than 10 and B greater than less than 20. So what is the result? If I press enter, what it result? What it prints? It prints false. Why? A greater than 10. No, so 10 greater than 10 false. So it prints false. Here I am using the AND operator. Okay, here both the expressions are false. For example, I am using A less than or equals to 10 and B less B less than 30. If I press enter, now it prints true. Why? So both the expressions are true here. So the final result is true. Similarly, I am using A less than or equals to 10 or B less than 15. What is the B value? B value is 20, but here I am giving B less than 15. If I press enter, now it returns true. Why? One of the expression is true, then the entire expression will be true when you are using the OR operator. And similarly, A equals to I am giving true, not A, it prints false. It prints false. A equals to true, not A means it prints false. If I am giving that A equals to false, or you can take A equals to 0, not A, it prints true. Okay, why? The 0 is indicating that the false is representing with the number 0. So it prints not A means true. Okay. So this is about logical operators. You all are understand in depth of logical operators, because in our programs, real-time programs, we are going to use these logical operators many times, and or these two operators. Okay, next coming to bitwise operators. Bitwise operators. The purpose of bitwise operators are bitwise operators acts on operands as if they were strings of binary digits. They operate bit by bit. What it means? So bitwise operators acts on operand. For example, A equals to 10. Let us take A equals to 10 here. Now, so bitwise operators acts on operands as if they were strings of binary digit. So what is the binary digits for this A? The binary digits are 1010 for decimal 10. So these are the binary equivalent number. For example, this is 8 bits. So I represent like this 00001010. Now these bitwise operators acts on operands as if they were strings of binary digit. So this is the string of binary digit. Okay, so they operate bit by bit, bit by bit. Okay. Just wait. So now we are going to see one example. So this is the 2 is how we can represent the 2. So 2 representation is 0010. I'm taking 4 bits. And 7 equivalent binary representation 0111. Okay. Now, so coming to bitwise operators, we have AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator, XOR operator, so bitwise right shift and bitwise left shift. Okay, so these are the different operators available. Now we see one by one. I hope you all are know the AND operation. 1 1 1. In remaining all the cases, it is 0. Okay. Now, if I give x and y, let us assume, so this is the x, this is the y. Now you are going to perform AND operation. AND operation 0 1 0 1 it is 0, 1 1 it is 1, 0 1 it is 0, 0 0 it is 0. So the resultant is 2. That means 2 and 7, it returns 7. You check that. Here I am giving 2 and 7. Observe that the result is 2. The result is 2. Okay. Similarly, R, bitwise R. So bitwise R means the truth table is, just wait 1 second. Okay. Okay, so truth table for bitwise are 111, 011, 101, 000. Now same 2 and 7. 2 sorry 2 or 7. 2 or 7. So now 01 1 11 1 01 1000. 0 means 7. So if you are using OR operator, then it returns 7 or 7. Okay, if you observe that the output is 7. And similarly, so bitwise NOT. So this is very important. So bitwise NOT. So for example, what is the 10 here? The 10, let us take a value x equals to 10. X equals to 10. How we represent the 10? So this is the 8-bit representation of the 10. 0 0 1 0 1 0. Everyone please concentrate. X equals to 10 here. Now, so what is the negation of A? Negation of A. So negation of A means normally we think like this 1 0 1 0. So this is the equivalent 10. Negation is nothing but 1 is changed as 0, 0 is changed as 1, 1 is changed as 0, 0 is changed as 1, and this equivalents 1 plus 4, that equals to 5. We think like this. So 1 0 1 0. Negation means 0 1 0 1. So this is the 2 power 0 means 1, and this is the 2 power 2 means 4 plus 1. We think that the 5 is the final result, but actually that is not correct. Here x equals to 10. In computer we store the number as 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit. Nowadays we are using 64-bit computers. So it stores like this. The remaining, except for the remaining, all are zeros. All are zeros. Okay. For sake of understanding, I am taking 8-bit representation. So this is the 8-bit representation. Now, so negation of x, negation of x. Now it changes 0 as 1, 0 as 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, this is the resultant bit. Whenever the most significant bit, this is the most significant bit, if it is 1, then it is negative value. Then it is negative value. Now, so how we can find the equivalent number means, for this you are going to find 2's complement. 2's complement. What is the 2's complement for this? First you are going to find the 1's complement. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. and add 1 here. That means it becomes 1011, 1011. So this equals 11. This equals 11. So the answer is minus 11. Okay, we execute this. I'm taking a equals to 10. Now negation of a. Negation of a. If you observe, what is the output? Minus 11. Minus 11 is the output. So how we get this minus 11? Means based on what we discussed now. Okay. So next operator. So next operator is XOR operator. XOR. The truth table for XOR is 1 1. It is 0. 0 0. It is 0. In remaining all the cases, it is 1. 1 0 1. Okay, that means so 2 is represented with 0 0 1 0. 7 is 0 1 1. Now 0 1 means 1, 1 1 means 0, 0 1 means 1, and it is 0. 1 0 1 equivalent number is 5. Now if you are apply XOR operator, XOR, the result is 5. 2 XOR, this is the cap, XOR 7. What is the output? 5. So 5 is the output. Okay. Next one. So next one, shift right, shift left. So this is also most important. So bitwise right shift. The right shift operator is double greater than. So this is the right shift operator, double greater than. So for example, I am taking that the A equals to 84. A equals to 84. Now if I write like this, A right shift 2, right shift 2. So what it means? I want to shift 2 bits right side. So for that, first we are going to know that what is the bits equivalents to 84. Bits equivalents to 84. So this is the equivalent number, binary number for 84. So this is the 84. Now you are going to apply shift right A, shift right 2. So what it means? So this is the equivalent binary number. So you are going to shift 2 bits right side. 2 bits right side. What are the 2 bits here? So 0 0. These are the 2 bits. These 2 will be discarded and the 2 bits is appended here. 0 0 0 0. Okay, now it become like this: 1 0 1 0 1 0 0, like this. Now what is the equivalent binary number for this? This is 1, this is 4, 8, 16. That means 21 is the answer for if you are using 84 shift 2 bits. So 2 indicates how many bits you want to shift. For example, I am using 84 shift 1, right shift 1. Then only 1 bit will be shifted. Here I am giving 2 bits. So the result is 21. We check that. '84 right shift 2 bits, 21. 21. Similarly, left shift indicating with 2 less than symbols. So left shift indicating with 2 less than symbols. Same example, A less than 2. less than 2. Now the bits are shifted to right, left. The bits are shifted to left. Now, so this is the 1 0 1 0 1 0 0. 2-bit shift means here you are going to add another 2 zeros. Okay, these two will be discarded and the remaining bits are shifted to left and another 2 bits are added here. Now what is the equivalent number for this number? 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. That means 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. 16. Just wait. Yes, it is 336. 16, 32, this is 64 and 256. 256. The total is 336. The total is 336. Now we execute the program. Just wait. Same 84. 84. Left shift 2 bits. If I press enter, what it display? It displays 336. 336. And similarly, 84 right shift 3. 3 means you want to shift 3 bits. Now it displays 10. Similarly, 84 1 bit. 1 bit only. Then it displays 42. 84 left shift 3. Now the number is increased. Why? We added 3 bits. C672 is the result. Okay, I hope you all are understand bitwise operators. These bitwise operators also very important regarding when you are writing the programs. Okay, so next one, assignment operators. So all these are the assignment operators. Equals to, plus equals to, minus equals to, multiplication equals to, division equals to, percentage equals to, floor division equals to, exponent equals to, so and equals to, or, XOR. So these are the bitwise operators what we discuss now. And, or, XOR, shift right, shift left. Okay, so it is very simple. Assignment operators, the purpose is the assignment operators are used in Python to assign the values. For example, I want to assign a value to the variable a. How I can assign a equals to 100? Equals to 100. Now 100 is stored in the variable a. Okay, now I want to add 10 to the content in this variable a. Then I am using a plus equals to 10. A plus equals to 10. What it means? That implies that a equals to a plus 100. A equals to a plus 100. Similarly, a minus equals to 10. A equals to a minus 10. Remaining all similar. Remaining all the operations are similar. A asterisk equals to means a into here x equals to x into 5. X asterisk equals to 5 means that implies x equals to x into 5. Similarly, x by division equals to 5 means x equals to x division by 5. Okay, I hope you all are understand assignment operator. Assignment operators are used in Python to assign values. Okay, coming to next operator. So these are very important. Identity operator. Identity operator. Is and is not. So these are the operators. Is and is not are the identity operators in Python. They are used to check two variables. They are used to check if two variables are located on the same part of the memory. So what it means? So for example, I am defining a equals to 10, a equals to 10. Now, so this is stored in a memory location, this 10, and it is indicating with some address. Let us assume the address is 1001. This is the address, and this is the A. So A. Now, if I try to give a variable B with same content 10, now the Python virtual machine can check that the 10 is already in the memory. So the B also indicating the same value. The B also indicating the same memory location. So these two share the same memory location. Now, if you say that here in this scenario, we say that A is B. A is B. Why? Because A and B both indicating the same value, same memory location also. Okay. So two variables that are equal does not imply that they are identical. Okay, what it means? Here we are not checking the content. A equals to B. A is B. A is B. What is the difference between these two? Here A equals to B. We check the content of A equals to content of B or not. But coming to A is B, here we are checking with the help of memory location. Here we are going to check with the help of memory location. The memory ID is 1001, the B also 1001. So if both the operands are identical, then it returns true. Otherwise it returns false. Okay, and is not is reverse. We execute one small example. Just wait. Here I am taking A equals to 10. If I print ID of A, if you observe that ID of A, this is the ID of A. If I assign B equals to 20, B equals to 20, ID of B. So these two are the different. ID of B is different, ID of A is different. Now I assign C equals to 10, C equals to 10, D equals to 20. C equals to 10, D equals to 20. Now we check ID of C. ID of C. If you observe that the ID of A and the ID of C both are the same. Both are the same. If I am giving A equals to C, it returns true. A is C, it returns true. What is the difference between these two? A equals to C means it checks the content. What is the content of A? 10. What is the content of C? 10. So it returns true. In second case, A is C. A is C. What it means? Here we are checking that the location of the ID of A and the ID of C both are the same or not. Both are the same or not. And if I am giving the A not is C, what is the expected output? A not is C. Now it returns, sorry, just wait, is not, sorry, is not C, not is, it is not. A is not C. Now it returns false. Okay, why? The A and C both the variable IDs are same, and similarly you can apply B. B is C. Any, sorry, A is D. Now if I press enter, it returns true. Why? So both the IDs are same. ID of D, sorry, ID of D. Now the B, so this is the ID of B, the same ID is assigned to D. Okay, so this is about identity operators, is and is not. And last is membership operators. Membership operators. The identity operators are is not. Okay, so coming to membership operators, in and not in. In and not in or the membership operators in Python. They are used to test whether a value or variable is found in a sequence. So sequence is nothing but, for example, CRR, college. In this sequence, there is RR. There is RR or not? Yes. So it returns true. It returns true. If I give triple R, triple R is in CRR college? No. So it returns false. So it returns false. Okay, we check that. RR in CRR college. If I press enter, it returns true. Why? Because the RR in CRR college. Here this is the RR. Okay, similarly, if I give triple R in CRR college. Now what it returns? It returns false. Why? So triple R not in CRR college. Okay, similarly, not in is reverse to this in. Triple R not in CRR college. Yes, triple R not in CRR college. So it returns true. If I give RR in not in CRR college. Now what it returns? It returns false. Why? RR is in CRR college. Not in means it is in the college. So it returns false. Okay. I hope everyone understand operators in Python. Operators in Python. So previous class and this class we discuss about the operators, arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, and bitwise operators, assignment operators, and identity operators and membership operators. These operators are very important. Why? Because we are using these operators in our programs to solve the problems. Okay, now anyone have any doubts regarding these? Please ask me. Anybody have any doubts? After 2 minutes we are going to solve two problems, small problems. Now anybody have any doubts? Ask me regarding these operators. Just wait. Anybody have any doubts? Unmute yourself or place your doubts in the chat box. If you have any doubts, so place your doubts in the Telegram group also. Okay, so meanwhile when you are studying so Python fundamentals, if you got any doubts, then place your doubts in the Telegram group also. Anybody have any doubts regarding operators? So these operators we are using in our programs. So often we are using. So no doubts regarding Python. Now everyone please give the response in the chat box that 10. Okay. If I'm giving that, just wait. 10 right shift 2. What is the answer for this? 10 right shift 2. 10 right shift 2. What is the answer for that? Srikanth, Saichand. So 2 is the correct answer. Yes. So 2 is the correct answer. Similarly, 10 left shift 2. 10 left shift 2. 10 left shift 2. 10 left shift 2. Okay. So thank you all. This is the next topic. Now we are going to discuss two problems, small problems. So this is the first problem. Everyone try to write program on notebook or write the program in your mobile or laptop. So write a program to print the given input word 3 times in a single line separated by spaces. Write a program to print the given input word 3 times in a single line separated by spaces. So what it means, if I enter CRR, what is the expected output? It prints CRR space CRR space CRR. Everyone try to solve this problem. Write a program to print the given input word 3 times in a single line separated by spaces. If I give the input apple, the output is apple space apple space apple. If I give children, the output is children space children. If I give CRR, it gives the output CRR space CRR. Okay. How we solve this problem? Anyone please give the response in the chat box or try to write on paper. We discuss about one operator, asterisk, repetition operator. Repetition operator. So what is the program here? First, you are going to read the value from the keyboard. Read the value from the keyboard. After that, by using the repetition operator, you are going to print. Okay. Just wait. Okay. Okay. So first, what is the first line? You are going to read the value. So I write str. I'm taking. Let us take s1. It's a string variable equals to input. Equals to input. Now I want to print this input. Print s1. First we execute this program. If I give CRR, now it prints CRR. But here I want to print 3 times. 3 times. How I can print? Here I'm going to print 3 times. So this is the repetition operator. If I give CRR, now it prints 3 times. But what is the problem here? We need space here. As per description of the problem, you are going to print CRR space CRR space CRR. Okay. So you are going to use so 550, 586. Try to execute the program. Okay, here we got CRR 3 times, but we don't get the space. What's the description of the program? Write a program to print the given input word 3 times in a single line, separated by spaces. Separated by spaces. So here I am going to use a space here. Every time I am going to give a space. Okay, so many ways you are going to use this. You are going to use plus operator, or you are going to use separator. Okay, just wait. That's it. Okay, now I give the input CRR, CRR space, CRR space. This is the CRR. Okay, in this way you are going to solve the problems. I hope. Okay, in tomorrow class we are going to see another program. So this is end of the class. Okay, anybody have any doubts? Okay, so thank you all. We meet in tomorrow class. So thank you.